Hello and welcome to another Overpaid Over the Bar video with me, Anthony, looking back at game week 29, game week 28 and forward to game week 29. There's a lot to talk about this week. There's a quick turnaround to Tuesday evening. So tomorrow evening, we're going to have another set of fixtures. Also, we're looking at a challenge to my leadership in the Overpaid Over the Bar mini league, which is very exciting, I think. Okay, so 67 points was my total this week. I actually was quite grateful to not get more punished as a red arrow. I got a red arrow down to 26K, but I was quite worried because I didn't have certain players that I knew could hurt me. Players like Harry Wilson that did hurt me. Other players too we'll look at in a moment. But Semenyo got another goal, so he's a little bit of a differential. Not everyone has him. And of course, Haaland was out injured. I already had the captaincy on Bruno Fernandes even before that announcement, just because I fancied him more at home. So he got 13 points, scored 26. I didn't have Ekitike, who went off, and I've been wanting Ekitike for ages. I couldn't see how I would fit him in. The question for me this week is whether to get him and sell Haaland. I'll talk about that in a moment. My Arsenal assets in a game that you would have thought was tough against Chelsea and was tough for them on the field, they didn't play well at all, but won this game. Gabriel got 9 with just an assist with no clean sheet, but he also got DEFCONs. Timber got 8 because he scored what was the winning goal, and Rice got another assist. So I'm a bit disappointed now I didn't start Timber over Dallo or Alderete. Alderete came on for Haaland. I should have perhaps had Timber first bench, although I'm very happy to have Truffert and Alderete get DEFCONs because that little difference can be quite important. So Thiago scored a goal that he doesn't miss, proving he's not just a penalty taker, he is a natural finisher. Joao Pedro and Enzo, well, I didn't fancy them anyway. Maybe I should have played Timber instead of Enzo, instead of Joao Pedro. Well, you always play the striker, don't you? They could haul. So let's look at what is a very interesting overpaid over the bar table this week. We have Freddie Speak on 100 points for the game week and moving up to within 27 points of me at the top. And that is such a small gap in FPL. He must really be thinking, how can I get past get past me? He must be thinking, how can I get past me? No, look at this. Virgil, Gay, Gabriel, Timber, all returning in the back. Captain on Bruno Fernandes. Doesn't have Haaland anyway, so he wasn't hurt by Haaland not playing. Has Harry Wilson, has Semenyo, Ekitike. This is a tremendous team for next week as well, in my opinion. And I'm looking at this thinking there could be a challenge. I'm really happy about this. I know people don't believe it in the chat, but I always say my overall rank is more important to me than winning the mini league or my position in the mini league. And if I come second to Freddie, but still get in the top 100K, I'll be happy at the end of the season. If I come second to Freddie and finish in the top 50K, which is not out of the question, he's already 75K. And this is an amazing rank. This is he needs to. Freddie's one of those players that actually has a life, so he doesn't always look at his FPL team, especially when he's not. He's had a couple of weeks where he's not done so well. He'll kind of drift off and sometimes just forgets. But what has helped him this season is when he's had those patches where he wasn't doing so well, is that the extra transfers you now get when you don't make transfers, he built up in the bank and was able to come back in January with some really, really good transfers, very smart decisions. And now he's in a great position. So is he in any other mini leagues? Only one here, GTC. So he's not got any other mini leagues with his mates. Um, Freddie's a globetrotter, lives in Indonesia, and is actually his business takes him all around the place. So I'm hoping to get an interview with him at some point to try and put him off his game. No, to try and find out what he's how he's dealing with this, how he's finding it. There was some other really great scores. Tomo in Japan got 82. Keith Harper got 79. Did he take any hits this week? No. It's a solid 79 from Keith. And who else got score? Oh, Piers got 85. Moves up to Piers is having a great season now. I mean, considering that he for a while was languishing with like a 5 million rank or something. He's really, really coming up, nearly in the top million now. Great to see Piers still participating fully. Another very busy man, but finds time for FPL. Edward Clary, I don't really know him. He was from the when I worked in Paris, some of the people at that bar that I used to be in their mini league, and he came into mind, but I don't really know him. Then who else have we got? That's about it really for importantly. So a lot to talk about, as I said, in terms of the fixtures, and in terms of the future game weeks. The first thing to say is that there are several players that people own that are on small injuries, and we don't know if they're going to play this game week. So first of all, obviously Haaland, according to Pep, it's not a big injury, but you can't really trust managers when it's such a key player. He did say a few weeks ago when Haaland was fit, yes, he's fit, and then he played. So there could be information tomorrow about whether Haaland plays or not in this game. I'm certainly not going to sell him until I hear that he's definitely out. I do want Ekitike, and I think that is a great transfer if you don't have Ekitike. I wouldn't argue against it, especially with Manchester City's probable blank in game week 31. But personally, I'm sticking with Haaland. I just think he could even end up being a differential if a lot of people sell him. So I'm going to stick with him until I hear absolutely that he's out. I mean, my original plan was not to sell him anyway before 31 and keep him in the squad, because I had him at the start of the season. He cost me 14 million. He's now 14.8, I think. So I don't really want to lose that value on him at the moment. Other people are in a different position, and I think short term is a great idea to sell him. So the other ones who looked doubtful, Declan Rice was substituted on 75 minutes, and that is not something you see from Declan Rice unless there's a problem. So especially when they had to win the game. So my feeling is that Declan Rice could be out of this game. I have him. I think I might sell him, but I'm really not sure at the moment. The other Manchester City player is O'Reilly. This one does look like he's injured. The way his ankle rolled, as you see it on the camera, and his words as he was going off to teammates, it looks like he's definitely out of this game. But I wouldn't sell him until you get absolute news. The other one is Harry Wilson, who looked a bit injured when he went off. I suppose we may hear about this tomorrow if he's good or not. I have a feeling he'll be fine, just because it looked like he was just a little bit like, and then they took him off. I don't think he looked injured, but it's not easy, that one. Apart from that, um, I think that's all the major injuries that I think there was another one, but I forgot what it was, but maybe I'll remember before the end. So Bournemouth and Brentford play each other. These are teams that everyone's been buying because of their fixtures. Well, now they're playing each other. Bournemouth at home, Brentford. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've got Thiago, I've got Ryan, and I've got Strufer. I might play them all. I have to probably. Everton home to Burnley. Burnley, a little bit unpredictable. I mean, they score goals, but they do concede. Burnley have scored. I think Burnley have scored in recent weeks almost every week. Everton are the most unpredictable team in the league. I'm not going to definitely say they'll win this, but obviously you play your Everton assets. Leeds at home to Sunderland. Leeds playing very well, especially in short periods of games. They don't play for the whole game so well. And then Sunderland, are looking much better since Shaka came back. And a game that I thought they would be beaten in because it was away from home on Saturday, they didn't. They looked okay. So I don't know about this one. Again, I think it might be a 1-1, something like that. I've got a Leeds keeper now. I was hoping this one they keep a clean sheet, but I'm not so sure now. I do think I'll come on to it in a minute about strikers, but I do think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is worth a shout up until game week 31. I think if you have a spot there and you're getting rid of Haaland and you already have Ekitike and Thiago, I do think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is worth a shout now. Wolves at home to Liverpool. I keep saying have three Liverpool if you can. I haven't even got one. I still can't work out how to do it. I don't want to sell Timber for Virgil van Dijk. I don't want to do it. If you look at all of Arsenal's goals they've conceded in the last few weeks, all right, they've had some dodgy performances, but if you look at the goals they've conceded, they're all because of their own mistakes. Again at the weekend, it's an own goal, every single week they seem to be just making stupid mistakes on the edge of their box or giving, uh, like if you look at honestly, if you look at almost all the goals they've conceded, including the ones in the double game week, it wasn't because they were exposed. Their defense was exposed under pressure from the opposition. They gave it away. So I'm sticking with Timber and Gabriel up until game week 30, 31, where I might get rid of, well, we'll get rid of one of them, probably Timber. Um, so Aston Villa and Chelsea. So, well, I was saying about Liverpool. I mean, Virgil van Dijk and Ekitike are definites. Wirtz appears still to be out. So if you want Szoboszlai, go for Szoboszlai. I do think there's room in there for another Liverpool defender, but I want Wirtz, but I can't get to him. I mean, I'm not going to buy him until I know he's fit. So I'm still not got a Liverpool player unless I get Ekitike this week. Aston Villa home to Chelsea. Aston Villa's form is fallen off a cliff, just like at the start of the season when they couldn't get any results. It's now going that way again. A very strange team. Chelsea, they could fancy a fixture like this. They've got their speedy wingers, counter-attack play. They could do well in this game, I think. But I mean, if Villa turn up, they're at home. So I mean, I'd say play Joao Pedro, play Morgan Rogers if you still have him, but I don't know. Brighton home to Arsenal. Brighton have improved. The fans have the fans have now got a bit more appreciative, and Arsenal are going there. I'm going to play all my three Arsenal for that. If Declan Rice is fit, Fulham, West Ham. Fulham. I mean, if you have Fulham, you play them, and I think West Ham are still playing fine. They look good, much better going forward than they did in the first half of the season. So Fulham may not keep a clean sheet, but obviously play your Fulham defenders if you have them. I suppose that could be a 2-2, but I probably 3-1 to Fulham. But then Man City, Nottingham Forest. Of course, Man City have injury doubts, but that doesn't change the fact that they have magnificent players, didn't concede. That central defensive partnership of Gay and Ruben Dias is looking absolutely phenomenal, I have to say. They haven't played too many games together, but when you see them together with Rodri in front of them, I tell you, Man City are a good bet for the Champions League with that. I think they need something a bit more stabilizing in midfield, but at the same time, honestly, you put those two central defenders with Rodri in front of them. I mean, Arsenal better watch out because they're not playing well. Manchester City, I don't know how many games they're going to lose in the rest of the season, but I'm thinking even without Haaland, they are a tremendous prospect. Newcastle home to Manchester United. Newcastle lost to Everton, but I mean they do have terrible injury problems. They've got midfield issues, and that was their strength. Manchester United had a dreadful start to the game. Who did they play? yesterday, Crystal Palace, who were looking really good until they lost Lacroix, who was sent off. But in the end, they got the result. They didn't look great, but they won. And I suppose at Newcastle, they obviously, again, if you have Mbeumo, you have Bruno Fernandes. I won't play Dalot for that. I have him. I need to get rid of Dalot, honestly. And then Spurs Palace on the Thursday evening. So the game week stretches over 3 nights this week. Spurs Palace. Spurs desperately, desperately need a win. Honestly, I think Palace might do them, really, but Palace are not amazing at the moment. So if I look at my team, I do have issues here. Rice and Haaland both yellow flagged. On my bench, not much to come off my bench, really, that I love. I could end up playing Enzo and don't really want to. And Alderete at Leeds, I don't really want to. So I think when I've heard the team news tomorrow, when I've heard anything I think it'll be Rice that I'll be selling tomorrow, unless I hear otherwise about his fitness. By the way, Rice, I mean, people don't talk about him. They haven't done all season really as like an amazing player. But if we look at it right, I bought him in for the double game week. So that was what, 26. He scored 23 points in 3 game weeks because of that double game week. But I mean, look at this 5-4-9-5-5. I mean, okay, it was a bit of a lull before that, but he got a 17 pointer there. The man is a great FPL pick now. And he never used to be. You know, this DEFCONs has really changed the I really like it. I really like DEFCONs, I have to say. I think it's great. But I might get rid of Declan. I might get Declan O'Rice. Um, sorry, Declan Rice for Brighton away if I think he's not going to play. And I think my problem with this is who to get instead of him in midfield. I have my Bournemouth midfielder, so I don't fancy Tavernier because of that. I don't really want to get in Dango or um the other Brentford man. What's his name? Help me, Shada. So I'd be looking at getting in Burmo, but I don't really want to do that either. I've got Bruno Fernandes. I really want Wirtz, but he's not fit. And I don't like Szoboszlai. So you know what? You know what? I might just roll. I might just roll anyway. Um, and bite the bullet in terms of losing points to other people. I mean, I could get Harry Wilson back, and that'd be kind of sensible. That would be kind of sensible. I just felt like I sold him and now buying him back looks silly, but I think I will get Harry Wilson back for Declan Rice. Anyway, I'm going to decide all this tomorrow. Sorry for rambling and talking about my own team all the time. I'm sure you don't care about that at all. And why would you? Okay, so that is all from me for this quick turnaround game week. Good luck for tomorrow or today if you're watching on Tuesday. Have a great game week and see you next time.